thoughts of Mike Steph, this marks a new beginning. Thanks for supporting a total reinvention. The soul is still here, but the vibe's a little different. Unpredictable, hot the kids and the women. Sports of all sorts, music, mixed for living. Rep New York City, but ain't the politician. Always bring the heat, Steph bacon in the kitchen. Big shout to y'all, I appreciate the listen. Donnie put the rest, but I'm still in the best. In the word of what I do, all y'all know the rest. I live it, I breathe it, I'm the whole definition. The pinnacle, the ultimate, I'm on a new mission. The salty thoughts of Mike Steph, featuring the one and only Mike Steph, the best in the world at what he does. Tap in.
I'm a broke nigga, sad nigga, bitter nigga. White rhyme with no hope to make figures, nigga. Remember when I used to eat syrup sandwiches, noodles for the ketchup for the nourishment, nigga. Forget where I came from, never that, brother. Raised as a man, all credit goes to mother. None goes to father, he couldn't care to be bothered. Gives me motivation to not stop to go farther than just the minimum. My life's so pitiful. Thought for a second just to end it, it's not meaningful. I won't be missed. I see the crocodile tears. Probably pissed that I made it through these years. Dodged all the traps, cracks in the foundation. Made it to 47 and all I got is Nathan. I should have said nothing. This shit is so funny. The world can kiss my ass. Don't expect shit from me. What up, people? What up, people? Welcome to another edition of the Salty Thoughts of Mike Steph podcast, featuring the one and only Mike Steph, best of what he does. Yeah, man. And tell you the truth, today, my name is Mike Steph, Mr. Mother Effing Met. Yes. And I know y'all probably wondering, why the hell are you talking about that morbid franchise, that underachieving franchise, that losing franchise? Why are you even talking about baseball during the second week of the NFL regular season? Well, first and foremost, you see this new spiffy hat I have? I have to give shout out to my bro, to my brother, to the dude, Mr. Zhao. Affectionately, we call him Zhao. Al hit me off with the hat today. Actually matches this outfit. And no, this is not an installment of whoa! It's only smoke and mirrors. No, it's not an installment, but darn, I do look dashing. I do say so myself. Today, I went on an outing with Smitty from the group home in Bergen Beach and my brother Zhao to the Mets game. And you're probably wondering, like, once again, like, why are you going to a Mets game on September 17th where there's nothing to root for? Ha. That's where you're wrong. And I will tell you that in a very few minutes. But first and foremost, I'd like to thank each and every one of y'all for making me in this here podcast, the one y'all choose to view and the one y'all choose to listen to and the one y'all choose to visit week after week after week after week after week. Much appreciated. This week will be another one topic episode. And normally, well, matter of fact, not normally, but during the NFL regular season, especially since the inception of Hidden Gems football, I try to give a little bit of space. So Hidden Gems football is its own entity, and the Salty Thoughts of Mike Steph, in this case, this year, would be my other own entity. And very seldom will you cross the stream, so to speak. You got to be an old school Ghostbusters fan to get that reference of crossing the streams. And no, I am not talking about money and blood don't mix like two dicks and no chicks. Find yourself in serious shit. No, I'm not talking about that. But being the fact that Hidden Gems football is more of a wider variety of a wide point of view for the whole NFL as a whole. Um, that's why I have my own platform in which I can commiserate with my New York Jets in their situations, or I can celebrate with my New York Jets in their victory laps. And I don't have to worry about, oh yeah, this is not really being something that the masses would like, because anybody who's choosing to watch this platform know damn well where the hell I stand. When it comes to the summertime, I rock orange and blue. Orange and blue, blue and orange in the summer, all green in the winter. Labeled as a winner before all beginners. So y'all know where y'all getting at. So tonight we will be talking about my New York Jets loss to the Dallas Cowboys in Big D. And I will be eating some uncooked crow because it has been long enough for it to simmer. But so I'll choose to eat it now and get the taste in and out my mouth. Pause before I can embark on this week. But yeah, I came home. I watched the rest of the debacle. I know we did have it as close as 14-10, well 10-7, and with a chance to go up 14-10 and a half. And from that point, it went quickly downhill. So yeah, I will be talking about that this week. Um, and I think, matter of fact, I know I'm going to bring back a oldie but goodie, just under a new title. Now, back in the days when this podcast was named the Salty Thoughts of Donnie Ooh, during football season, more specifically during fantasy football season, I had debuted a segment called Donnie Doesn't Know What the Fuck He's Doing. I did that for 2 years running. The first year was yeah, maybe Donnie doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. Second year, a more successful year, a year in which I placed, I believe, eighth in our, well, in my case, my final fantasy football season when I got to the divisional round playoffs and lost by the skin of my teeth. I did come to the conclusion that yes, Donnie in fact didn't know what the fuck he was doing. Well, Donnie is no more, but that doesn't mean the segment will not make a return. And yes, the segment will make a return, but just under a different moniker. It's more like Mike Steph must have bumped his mother effing head, aka my parlays in flames, aka my gambling for the week. So yeah, so actually going to be a two-topic episode. So yeah, that's what we got on deck this week. But before I get into that, I have to give credit where credit is due, and that would be to my beloved Amazons. Yes, yes. I saw Mr. Met. I saw my broad Mrs. Met with her ponytail just looking oh so nice. And for the first time in Mike Steph history, matter of fact, in the first time in the history of me, Mike, my New York Mets actually won a game that I attended. Yes. We did not get a black eye today. No, 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 no. We actually got a victory. A victory over the Cincinnati Braves. See what I got on my head. The Cincinnati Reds by the score of 8-4. Today was also the retirement ceremony of none other than Big Sexy Bartolo Colon. There were some people in attendance that assumed that we were going to actually have a big ceremony, that we was going to have, like people speak on his behalf. He would take the mound, get all the pomp and circumstance out the way, and say a few words in more like gracias, gracias, senor, gracias, senorita, gracias to my Los Mets. No, that's not what we got. What we got was a free T-shirt, and through the magic of TV, yeah, that's right. You probably wonder how I go from having a Coke Zero in my hand to a big sexy T-shirt. Yeah, this is one of the ones that the first 15,000 in attendance received today. And being the fact it says big sexy, as much as I would love to have this adorn my simply ravishing body, I am actually going to let it adorn my wife's simply ravishing body. Maybe with nothing else underneath, because she is the true big sexy in this house. Love you, babe. So, what we got was he threw out the first pitch. Matter of fact, before he threw out the first pitch, he had like a little video of all his highlights, so to speak, in a Los Met uniform. And then he threw out the first pitch. And pretty much that was it. That was it. While that was happening, it's almost apropos, because yes, I'm going to put this business out on the street. When I attend baseball games, I don't like crowds. I just don't. Now, I'm not gonna lie. The entry was pretty much seamless. Went in and out. Unlike that abomination in the Bronx, but we're not talking about the Yankees today. They will not get not one more second of my time. So we was in and out. Put my stuff on the phone. Bing, bing, bing. Fine. Got our T-shirts. Fine. We met. Well, we parlayed for a minute, and then we decided before we get to sit in our seats, we're gonna go get some grub. Now, I don't know if I've said this in depth on the actual airwaves, but your boy Mike Steph is currently watching more closely what he's eating, what he's intaking, and go figure. I would decide this would be the time I would go to a baseball game and where there's nothing but junk, and I'm trying to refrain from beef. I'm trying to refrain from fried food. I'm trying to refrain from a lot of things, sugar, alcohol, the whole nine. But I did some recognizance. I did my due diligence, and I found out there was what they call the Lobster Shack. And some probably be like, darn, you have to be such a bougie mother effer to go to a baseball game where it's all about buy me some peanuts and cracker jacks. I won't care if I never get back. Woo, woo, woo. We'll root for the home team. If they don't win, it's a shame. But it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game. And get some, eat some hot dogs, some sausages, some beer, some soda. This is the time you're supposed to pig out, right? Nah. I, like I said, did my due diligence, and I saw that they had a lobster shack. A lobster shack that was selling lobster rolls dipped in warm butter, or what they call chips, a fully loaded lobster, a lobster platter with sea chips and lobster fondue, aka lobster bisque. I looked at the calories, like, I can get me a lobster bisque and I can get me a lobster roll, and I would still be under 1,000 calories. Plus, I would have a Coke Zero to top it off. And that's what I did. Yes, my bougie ass had a lobster roll at the Met game. We had great seats. I'm not gonna lie. Um, but yeah, that's what I end up having. And my partners in crime partook it partook the same. So we had a good time. We had a good time. Got to our seats. There's people in our seats. But like, you know what? I was like, look, no problem. There's three seats together, a couple rows up. Let's go in there. 'Cause look, it's like the second to last week of the season. Our team stinks. You really think it was sold out? Go there, we sit there. This oh, just reminded me something nasty happened. I'll tell you in a minute. So this father and his son came. He was like, "Oh, sorry, gentlemen." So being the fact we knew we wasn't in our correct seats, our seats were like two rows back. We assumed that we were sitting in the seat. So we got up. We was like, "All right, no problem. Apologize about that." So I'm like, "Look, all right. Well, since we're getting kicked out of these seats, homeboy back there gonna have to get the fuck up out our seats, right?" It's fine. So we go back there, and I'm like, "Yo, my man, yeah, these are seats." He's like, "All right, no problem, bro. All right," because he's just pretty much dipping and dodging. Look, I respect the hustle. So we get in our seats, and then all of a sudden we look, and who do we have right in front of us? The father and his son. So I'm like, hold on, those wasn't his seats. So the threesome behind us just moved up a row. And I'm like, okay, well, you know what? It's best for us just to stay here because no harm, no foul. At least I don't have to keep on looking over my shoulder like, all right, are these somebody's seats? Are they coming? Are they coming? Are they coming? But that's not the kicker, right? So we had I guess I'll just say we had three fathers, three sons in the row in front of us. So they had just came back from the concession stand. They got themselves some Nathan fries and some chicken fingers because the boys had to be like 7, 8, 9, maybe in that range, maybe a little younger. And one of the boys dropped his platter of fries and chicken fingers, not only on the seat but on the floor. Not only on the floor, but some of it fell on top of Smitty from the group home in Burger Beach feet. He was wearing flip flops. And I'm not gonna lie because I would that would suck if I was in it because shit that shit is a pretty penny. So I'm really like feeling for the boy, but more importantly feeling for the dad. Like, yo, you about to have to come out your pocket another $20, bucko. You know, shit can't have him sitting here hungry, knowing his shit is on the floor. So the dad is like, okay, I apologize. Sorry, fell on your feet, whatever. Da 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 da. He's putting it back in. So I'm figuring like, darn, he's real neat. He's real neat. Like I would have left that shit where it was laid. But he's cleaning up. Okay, no problem, no harm, no foul. Do you know what this nasty motherfucker did? I just assumed that he was cleaning up after himself. He was like, no, 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 no. 5-second rule is in effect. He put that shit on the back of the platter. He gave it to his boy like, here, enjoy. Bon appetit. I'm looking at it with disgust. Like, you're really going to give him this food that just not even dropped on the seat, dropped on the concrete, dropped on the floor, dropped on top of somebody's feet. You're really going to give them this shit? Now, far be it for me to be in somebody else's pocket, but I'm looking at these dudes and I'm like, y'all look a little bit well off. I mean, I'm quite sure y'all got more money in your bank account than I do. You mean to tell me you can't just take that loss and go and get another a fresh platter for your son? So I'm trying to keep a straight face. And I never wanted to be that person. But yes, I was that person. I got on the phone and we right in the group chat and we right next to each other. I'm like, yeah, I'm not gonna blow them up like that. But I'm texting like, yo, this some nasty shit. Matter of fact, I'm gonna read this shit. So I text back. I get it, but damn. Well, no, I'm not gonna divulge that, but sick emoji, green face emoji, throw up emoji. So one of my bros like, yeah, I know it. LOL. They said, shit. This food costs too much to waste. Better eat that shit up, boy. Some other dude was like, yo, shit landed on my foot. Only you. So I responded, 5-second rule was way over. I got a response. It was more like 20 seconds. So we finished that off. Like the last comment in that moment was, shit was $20. I don't blame him. To each his own, but I'm just but here is the kicker out of all this, right? And then I'll get to the shits. So they go and get something else. They get something to drink, right? So he got a Coke, he got a Fanta, he got 2 Cokes and a Fanta and a big Smart Water. So I'm like, all right, well, at least we're gonna get them something to drink to wash down the gravel that he had with his chicken fingers. So he passed the Coke to his bro. He takes the Fanta, puts it in his pocket, and he tells the other dude, yeah, I got this big Smart Water. They can all share it. I'm like, damn. But you know what that just proved to me? I understand why a certain demographic always has money and another demographic goes up in flames. As my lovely daughter, Mia, enters the building. Mia in the building. Say what up.
Hi.
Hi.
It's a little too late, isn't it, Mister?
It's a little bit too late. Shoot, you're coming into my humble abode a little bit too late. Yeah, I know you're a working woman now. How is work? Oh, is that bad, huh?
No, work is work, man. Work is work.
Come and give me a hug.
Oh, dirty.
Oh,
Hi,
it's all
guys.
right. Yeah. Yeah. I see.
Oh yeah, how was the baseball game?
But the baseball game was okay.
You won?
Actually, they did. They
Did
won. Yes. You know what? I was just talking
Mm.
about the baseball game. I kind of just. I mean, I'm still in the beginning, but it's not going to be a long one this week. I was talking about how they won, which is shocking. Matter of fact, I didn't even get to the part of how they won, but this nasty thing happened. Not to me. There was 3 kids,
Mhm.
3 adults. So I guess maybe it was all their sons or whatever in front of us, and they had a platter of like Nathan fries and chicken fingers, right?
Mhm.
And one of the kids dropped the platter. on the floor.
Okay.
Not only on the floor, but on my boy's feet too. So the father comes, he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry," and he's cleaning up, and I'm like, "Darn, you really cleaning up? I mean, it's a baseball. I mean, it's a ballpark. Like, it's what it is, right?"
Mm.
Do you know? He wasn't cleaning that shit up. He was putting that shit back
For them to
in the
eat?
platter and gave it to his son.
Is it a white guy? I'm sorry, not to be.
Yeah. I mean, I was saying certain demographic you just grew, but yeah, it wasn't us. Not only that, yes,
What?
yes. I'm dead serious.
Oh
I'm
my
dead serious.
God.
I guess he was like, that shit was $20. You're gonna eat this shit.
Did the boy eat it?
Yeah, he ate it.
How old was the like a little...
No, the boy had to be maybe which grade? Either between Jameer and Zaire.
No.
Yeah.
That's gross.
No, not only that. So he comes back from the concession stand again with some sodas. So I'm thinking like, all right, well, at least you're going to hit him off with soda, right? So he had a Coca-Cola, he had a Fanta, and he had a large ass Smart Water, right?
Mm.
You know, he gives the Coke to one of the guys. He has his Fanta in his cargo pants, and he tells him, "Yeah, I got this Smart Water. They can share."
That they can share.
Share. It was three boys, three little boys.
They all gonna get, God forbid, they all gonna get sick.
And the Rona's starting to run rapid again too.
Listen, that's
Not like yeah. That's how I was just up to that until you came in. Yeah. So I was saying, you know what? That kind of makes sense of why a certain demographic kind of keeps their money more than we do. But at the same time, it's nasty. Like if you're out at the ball game, I'm quite sure. Yeah, accidents happen. You go back to the concession stand and you get him a fresh thing. But no, he took that shit he took it off the concrete. He put it back in that platter and he was like, yeah, I'm sorry about the fries.
this sounds like very anti-vaccine behavior.
Perhaps.
Anti-mask, like
Perhaps.
tis not getting inside.
Yeah, you like the hat?
Yeah, you just bought it.
No, actually I didn't buy it. The brother Zal bought it. He don't take no for an answer. He said it matches my so yeah.
But he got it for you today.
Feel it. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I know.
It kind of feels like this or something.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, okay, yeah, I know. So yeah.
I'm glad you enjoyed yourself aside from that nastiness.
It was hilarious. It was hilarious. Look at the
In a group chat.
we was talking about it because we didn't want to blow them up.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Ain't that some shit?
5-second rules. Wait. Oh my gosh.
Mm-hmm. Disgusting.
Those kids are okay.
Yeah, I hope so too. Imagine what they were doing on a 4 train. I mean, on a 7 train, they probably was sucking gum from the floor.
Let me not. I see too much.
Yeah, I can imagine. So yeah, that was my excursion to City Field today. I was going to get into the ins and outs of the game, but tell you the truth, I think that story in the perfect entrance of my daughter actually is probably way more important than the game that the Mets won, which was my first numero uno victory in attendance. So yeah. With all that being said, let's get this episode on the road, huh? Without further ado. Oh, there's one thing I forgot to put. 29 minutes and 14 seconds in intro. Of course, right after the intro done, I'm going to put intro, right? Yeah, go figure. So, without further ado, let's get this shit on the road. Good night. And goodbye. Bang! Yeah, man. The Jets. Got the ill street. Got the ill street. Got the ill street blues. Anybody? Well, maybe only my old heads remember Ill Street Blues by Coogee Rap. Coogee Rap, one of top lyricists back in in the 80s and 90s, and tell you the truth, one of the top lyricists in the history of rap, in the history of hip hop. Maybe, just maybe, that might be a hidden gem, a hip hop hidden gem with the Mojo Gang and Willie Freeman. Just putting it out there, fellas. But yeah, this week was, being the fact it's still technically 7 days, this week was full of Ill Street Blues. But remember in the very beginning, I said I was going to eat some crow. Remember in the very beginning, I said I was going to eat some crow, and I was going to do it before it got real well done, so I could kind of stomach the taste. Well, I'm going to actually give you the appetizer of the crow that I served, and then respond to what y'all about to watch and hear. 4. Plus, we're going to get Dak Prescott. You mean to tell me you think Dak Prescott is going to do a better job than Josh Allen? No. I'm not saying that if we're going to win this game, we're going to have an offensive barrage, but we have a two-headed running back committee. We're going to go back to the ground and pound philosophy, because in reality, that's the only way we can have a chance this season, at least until Zach Wilson gets his feet underneath himself. And if Nathaniel Hackett is as intelligent as I believe he is, everybody knows one of the Achilles heels, pardon the pun, of the Cowboys is the running game. And what, especially the Achilles heel of Mr. Micah Parsons. You run toward the pressure. You run toward the pressure to calm that pressure down. And I really believe that's going to be the game plan. So, with all that being said, I'm going Jets to cover the spread. Yes, Cowboys are not winning by 9.5 points. So I'm going with the Jets to cover the spread. And because I'm the deranged lunatic that I am, I'm going for the Jets for my pick of the week. Yeah, that's right. I said it. We're going to go into Dallas with the emotion of Monday night, with the emotion of the fact that we're doing it for the Gipper, a.k.a. we're doing it for Aaron Rodgers, and we're going to go to Big D and give them the Big D as a defeat. Yeah, keep your minds out the gutter. Jets, Jets. Let's go. Well, y'all can never say it. I've said it before. I'll say it again, and I'll say it probably many times in the future. Y'all can never say I run from my predictions. Y'all can never say I run from the smoke. Quite the opposite. I run toward the smoke. I am a firefighter extraordinaire. I run toward the fire that I start. And when it's doused, when the flames are doused, guess what? I stand over it and look at the destruction in which I started. That was a mouthful. It's more frustrating because everything that I said did not come to fruition. But that's because they did not listen to not one word of advice that I gave. In that clip, I said, being the fact we have Zach Wilson, and to help him until he gets his feet up underneath him, that we should rely on the running game, that we had a potent running attack. We had two, not one, but two fully capable, fully dynamic running backs in our backfield, and we should utilize both of them. I did say that. Did that happen? No. I said that not only should we use the running game, but we should use the running game to slow down their pass pressure, to slow down Mr. Micah Parsons. And one of his weaknesses is stopping the run. So instead of running from him, we should run toward him. We should run right at him. Did that happen? No, it did not. I said that we were not going to lose by 9.5 points because I believe that was the spread of the game. Did that happen? No, we did not lose by 9.5 points. We lost by 20. Now, full transparency, I came in on the Jets and the Dallas Cowboys game beginning of the second half when it was still a competitive game, when it was 18-10. And we promptly started the first drive of the second half, 3-and-out. Let me read you some stats. Yeah, I'm look, I tell you, I'm not about the stats. I'm not about the numbers. I'm usually a vibe guy, but the numbers that I'm going to read now are more than the well, there's no positive vibes only when it comes to these stats. Let's just put it that way. And I'm going to go down the line. First downs. The Jets had 12 first downs for the game. The Cowboys, 26. Third down conversions. The Jets were 1 for 10 in third down conversions. The Cowboys, 50%, 9 of 18. The only thing that we did win with fourth down conversions, fourth down efficiency. We converted 1, they didn't need to go for 1. Total yards, 215 yards of total offense for my New York Jets. 382 yards of offense for Dallas Cowboys. Passing. Matter of fact, I'll get to that. Matter of fact, passing. Zach Wilson was 12 of 27 for 151 yards with 1 touchdown and 3 interceptions. You would think that would mean Zach Wilson stunk it up. Actually, can't put this totally on Zach Wilson. I mean, did he help matters? No. But those 3 interceptions were all in the fourth quarter. We had 4 turnovers, all in the second half. And a lot of those interceptions was pretty much trying to make chicken salad out of chicken shit. Were they good throws? No, but when you're already down and when you pretty much abandon the running game, which I'll get to in a very few minutes, it kind of puts your, I won't say inexperienced quarterback, but it will put your mediocre quarterback in harm's way, in which it did. We were outgained on the ground to the tune of 64 yards for my Jets, 134 yards for the Cowboys. We gave up 3 sacks. We got to Dak once. But here is the most important stat. Matter of fact, here are the 2 most important stats of this game. Total plays. Total plays from scrimmage. The Jets mustered 46 plays to the Dallas Cowboys 83 plays. Yes, that's right. 46 plays for the Jets, 83 plays for the Cowboys. And that manifested itself in the time of possession. Dallas held the ball for 42 minutes and 15 seconds. That's literally 2 quarters worth of possessions in a 2-minute drill. We had the ball for 17 minutes and 45 seconds. Dak Prescott, who is much maligned when it comes to the slang that comes out my mouth, with 31 to 38, 255, 2 touchdowns. CeeDee Lamb ate us alive, 11 catches for 143 yards. Do you know that our leading rusher was Zach Wilson with 5 rushes for 36 yards, all before halftime? And the majority of those rushes and yards came on. It came in the last 2 to 3 minutes of the first half, where he was just pretty much making chicken salad out of chicken shit. Brees Hall had 4 carries for 9 yards. Michael Carter had 2 carries for 8 yards. Dalvin Cook had 4 carries for 7 yards. You know what that tells me? That tells me you gave up on a run way too quick. It was a 10-7 game going into halftime with a chance to go up 14-10 on an errant pass from Zach Wilson. I will tell you right now, Zach Wilson had the Jets down to the Dallas 16, 35, and he had a chance to get Garrett Wilson near the pylon, and the pass was incomplete. We settled for a field goal, and that took us into halftime down 18-10. These cocksuckers even went for a 2-point conversion. They were trying to run up the score on us. But with how inept our offense was in the first half, to be down literally one score, one possession, with getting the ball back, there was no reason to abandon the run. I watched Jets post-game live, and one of the common refrains out of Willie Colon and Bart Scott was twofold. One, at this point in time, you got to let Zach be Zach. Like, you can't. It's too early in the season to put the handcuffs on the entire offense. Number one, or should I say number two? Number one, you have dynamic players in your backfield. You need to scheme ways to get them the ball. Yes, maybe this was the worst opponent at the worst time, but if you show to be this inept when it comes to offense, you know who we play this coming Sunday night? I mean, this coming Sunday? That's right, you get it. Fireman Bill Belichick, and the New England Patriots, who, tell you the truth, you should be lucky, or you should thank for the fact that y'all gonna get this thing a little early, because the Patriots, well, should I say, the Peacock app is crap when it comes to trying to stream these games, because they kept on freezing. But regardless, the Patriots lost to the Dolphins to the tune of 24-17, and in a game that really wasn't that close. I'm watching Tua now at the press conference, and it's only a matter of time. That's all I say. It's only a matter of time. But now we have Bill coming in to MetLife Stadium down 0-2, but licking his chops, knowing that he probably will be able to get his first victory, get his team off the snide, so to speak, because we come in limping. We come in not having no identity whatsoever. I'm going to remain positive because I'm going to choose to chalk this up to just victim of circumstance, that we had an emotional Monday night victory in overtime against the division foe. We're still licking our wounds over the loss of Aaron Rodgers. We had to go on the road against a team fresh off a 40-0 victory over the Dreamer. And their defense played, our deficiencies play right into their strengths. And our deficiencies is a pass blocking offensive line, a novice of a quarterback, and trying to figure out what our team or what kind of team we're going to be going forward. Because it's still, yeah, you could say, yeah, we have six days to prepare, but we prepared the whole off season to have Aaron Rodgers behind center, at least the majority of the season. We did not prepare to have Zach Wilson leading the troops going into Big D. Yeah. Um, it's way too early to go into woe is me mode. It really is. Um, but it is hard to try to fathom how we're going to get ourselves out this muck. But going back to what Cologne and Bar Scott said on just post game live, we have to muck it up. We have to make it pretty much play bully ball. We have a gigantuan right tackle. Why are we not pounding them every chance we could get with the running game? Connor Rogers said, "Look, if you're not going, if you're not, if you're going to have Brees Hall on a pitch count, so to speak, and Dalvin Cook is still rounding himself into form, we need to have some type of explosiveness. As much as they're very loyal to Michael Carter's not explosive. Put the rookie in. Sometimes being young and dumb is the best way to go when the chips are against you because you don't know any better. Like Garrett Wilson, he scored a touchdown. Matter of fact, let me look exactly at the stats. He had 2 catches for 83 yards off 8 targets. You mean to tell me you couldn't put in some screens for Cook, couldn't put in some screens in for Hall? Everybody saw how dynamic Hall was last year coming out the backfield. Um, Ruckert, our best run blocker, tight end, our best blocking tight end, did not see the field. Conklin had 5 catches for 50 yards, but listen, Conklin would be great if we were going to lean on our passing game. The only way for us to succeed, at least this early start of the schedule, because our schedule is, they do this shit every fucking year. Excuse my French. They do this every year. They front load our schedule. Look, I'm not talking about the games that are mandatory, like we go against the NFC East. Okay, fine. That means we gotta go against the Cowboys and the Eagles. I understand that. But there's a way you could space that shit out. They do this every year. So by the time we get to week 7, week 8, even if we have a good team, we're licking our wounds. We're like 3-3, 3-4, 4-3. And then expect us to go on a run on the back end. Meanwhile, other teams have it sweet at the beginning of the year. Like, don't get me started. Is there any reason why, and this is not slander, but is there any reason why the Giants are playing Arizona in the second game of the season and their playoff team? Think about it. Should we get Arizona on our schedule? Yeah, I know. Which got people say, yeah, but the Giants almost lost. Yeah, almost. Almost. Almost is only good in horseshoes and hand grenades. They won. Where's our break in the schedule the first 7 weeks? There aren't any. Maybe against Denver, but it's at Denver. That was supposed to be the Hackett Bowl. Now at this point in time, shoot, might be messing around and proving Sean Payton right. And if that's the case, I don't care how close he is with Aaron Rodgers. He should not still be on this team, regardless of whether Aaron Rodgers come back this year or not, which is another thing that I need to bring up. Aaron Rodgers is on the Pat McAfee show this past week, this past Friday to be exact, and he was kind of, I wouldn't say cryptic, but he was kind of insinuating that there was a possibility, maybe a possibility that he could come back this year. He wouldn't say for sure, but he left that carrot dangling. If we're buried in the first 8 games, what sense, if any, would it make for Aaron Rodgers to even come back? Me personally, I think Aaron Rodgers, even if there's a possibility for him to come back, unless we're in playoff contention, and even so, unless we're a guaranteed lock for the playoffs, I wouldn't come back because we need you for next season, raring to go. I don't want you to come back prematurely, tweak something, fuck around and mess up ACL. Because a lot of times when you come off the Achilles tear, the next thing to go is your ACL because you're overcompensating on the other leg, on the quote unquote healthy leg. We don't need those problems. I already poured out my heart on the Sprinkle of Salt edition, the audio only edition, on the mothership, the flagship, if you will. So I will not wallow in my misery again. But why can't we have nice things? Why can't the New York Jets have nice things? I said it then, and I'll say it again. I don't know what's worse, the fact that it happened and I was totally shell shocked, or the fact that it didn't surprise me not a lick. That it was just like, of course this would happen. Of course that, or the grandeur or the spectacle that was this past Monday night in MetLife Stadium, that it would take 4, count them, 1, 2, 3, 4 offensive snaps for him to snap his Achilles. There is one thing that I didn't get to say, and I'll say now. And this is not playing a blame game, but there was articles out there that said that there was 2 plays in the first four plays that called for cut blocks from the offensive lineman, and neither one of them was successful. But the reason you call for a cut block on a pass play is because it's supposed to be a 1, 2, 3 rip. And on both those plays, Aaron Rodgers was not ready or chose not to throw the ball. Is it possible that he allowed the moment was big and he allowed the moment to get to him because he wanted to do the spectacular play instead of doing the play that was called? Just food for thought. Because also this, on all 3 of his dropbacks, he was hit all 3 times. He ran for his life the first time. The other one got called back, and he got sacked on the 3rd time. I personally think the way it was shaping up, he probably would have been gone throughout. Sometime during the season, he probably wouldn't have made it through the whole season. This is make and break time for Mr. Zach Wilson. This is definitely make and break time for Mr. Zach Wilson. But you know what I feel? You know what I feel about what's going on? This man, I'll give him credit. And I know a lot of people like, look, you're grasping at straws here. Then maybe I am. But you have seen improvement. Yes, howbeit it's been incremental, but you have seen improvement. You have seen improvement in his pocket awareness. You have seen improvement in his decision making, albeit more decisive decision making, and you have seen improvement in his accountability. Because when he got to that podium today, and he knew that the offense as a whole stunk it up, he shouldered that. He put that on his shoulders. It's like, look, I got to do more. I got to do better to put us in a better position. Yeah, I'm seeing the field better. I'm seeing the field well, but it's still not good enough. And I will give him kudos for that. And it's also hard to actually see the field when Michael Parsons is about to drive your ass into the dirt. Some bullshit. Some bullshit. This was going to be supposed to be a defensive struggle. Defensive struggle. Instead, it was just a struggle. Just a struggle, man. Some bullshit. But I don't know what else to say. I don't know what else to say. Don't make no damn sense. None of this makes any sense. But to all the Cowboy fans, this is what the fuck I gotta say.
Next picture. Baka, 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 baka. Bitch.
Beautiful thing. Beautiful thing. Now, while I get myself ready to let y'all know that Mike must have bumped his mother effing head, aka my gambling segment of the week. It's an oldie but goodie.
When Roman Reigns had the t-shirt, wreck everyone and leave,
Now,
well, guess what? I need to come out with a t-shirt that says the following. Mike Steph, wreck the pussy and leave. Oh! Acknowledge me. No, don't acknowledge me. Acknowledge these. These nuts, that is. Yeah, I'm on a roll. I'm giving y'all my salty thoughts from my humble abode. Not only do we call this my humble abode, you know how Roman Reigns has his island of relevancy? Well, guess what? Mike Steph has his apartment of relevancy. Yeah. Pay rent every damn month to keep it relevant. Because if there's no rent, there's no relevancy.
Mike Steph must have bumped his mother effing head. Yeah, this was definitely on a whim. I put in, dare I say, I put in 3 parlays today, right? And of course, I lost in all 3. And y'all want to know why I lost? Just so happened, in our excursion to Citi Field, I was sitting next to a Seattle Seahawks fan. And her boyfriend was a San Francisco 49ers fan. I wonder how they handle that shit in the bed. But I digress. Actually, she said she succumbed and said, you know what? I got to support my man. And now I do root for the 49ers. He got himself a winner. So I'm looking at this parlay. I had 2 4-leg parlays and had a same game parlay on FanDuel. And you know why I use FanDuel? Because I had some money in the account, and after last Monday's debacle in which DraftKings actually null and voided all of the bets that had Aaron Rodgers in, and FanDuel said, you know what, you're shit out of luck. I said, you know what, I'm not even gonna cash out my thing. If I can get him, I can get him. If not, I'm going to empty my account and go back over to DraftKings. So the first 4-leg parlay in which I did not hit was the following. I had the Chargers minus 2.5 to cover against the Titans. And guess what? The Titans beat Brandon Staley bitch ass and made the Chargers 0-2. And of course, I didn't cover my bet. So the one in question was, talking about the couple that I met, I had Detroit minus 4.5 against the Seattle Seahawks. And there was a slim time, that was going to come to its fruition, even though since Chargers lost, my parlay blew up. But not only did Detroit not cover, guess what? They lost. They lost in overtime. They lost in overtime to Geno Bum-Ass Smith, 37-31. The third leg of that parlay, by this time, it didn't really make a difference. But the third leg of that parlay was the New York Football Giants, minus 4.5. That was one of Mojo King's pick of the weeks on Hidden Gems Football. Well, some bittersweet news. The Giants, they did win, but they did not cover. And in fact, the Giants were down 20-0 to these Arizona Cardinals. You know, McTyler's favorite football team. And normally, I don't do such things. But this is so hilarious, and I couldn't do it I couldn't do it justice, so I'm going to let y'all hear for yourself. I will not divulge whose voice that was. I will not divulge even what game we're talking about there, because that'll actually give it up. But I will say my fourth leg of the parlay, which got voided, was the San Francisco 49ers. I don't know why I got voided, because technically they covered the spread. It was 7. But the San Francisco 49ers beat the Los Angeles Rams in another Mojo King special. Because he did say that San Francisco probably was not going to cover due to a back-end score. And I think the reason it got voided is because it went up to 7.5. That's probably what happened. Mike Steph must have bumped his mother effing head, right? But no, there's more. I decided to double dip, and double dip I did. But this time I tried to play the other side of the coin when it came to the Chargers. So I had money line Titans, because I just knew. I was like, look, do I really trust Brandon Staley over Mike Vrabel? Of course I did it. So I actually won that one. The Chicago Bears couldn't even keep it close. They lost by 10. I had the Chicago Bears plus 2.5. That's what I get for trusting Chicago and trusting Justin Fields. Or should I say, going against Todd Bowles. Todd Bowles is 2-0, don't you know? Money line, Kansas City. Kansas City beat Jacksonville in Jacksonville 17-9. And because I just felt that this was probably the way to go, but I kind of overestimated New England's ability to score. I had New England +3 against on the spread against the Miami Dolphins, and like I said, the Dolphins beat New England 24-17. Now, this is the one that hurt me the most because I had the Jets money line because I was betting with my heart, which is a no-no. I had Brees Hall over 40.5 rushing yards, which I thought was going to be a gimme because they're going to lean on the running game. He had 9 yards. And Dalvin Cook over 34.5 yards on the ground. He had 7 yards. Oh, yeah, here's the kicker. I had the Jets at least scoring 14 points. At least over 13.5 at least, right? They scored 10. So, on this inaugural edition of Mike Steph Must Have Bumped His Mother Effing Head, I lost 3 parlays, and I lost the potential. Matter of fact, I'll just give you 10, 20. Lost $30, which is considering when it comes to like gambling and gamblers, that's not a lot. Not a lot at all. But that's why I do parlays. I try to get more bang for my buck. And in this case, sure, I got more like just a bang in my bunghole. Well, people, that brings us to the end of an interesting edition of the Salty Thoughts of Mike Steph podcast. I'd like to thank each and every one of y'all for making me and this here podcast the one y'all choose to listen to and the one y'all choose to view. Next week, probably more the same. Well, not more the same when it comes to the Met paraphernalia. This is probably the last time you'll see me this season with Met paraphernalia. I just chose to keep this on and to show off my newest hat by Mr. Zhao. Courtesy of Mr. Zhao. See that patch? Yeah. It's too sweet. Yeah. Next week, the Jets host Bill Belichick and those New England Patriots at MetLife Stadium. We're 1-1. They're 0-2. But more importantly, we're trying to break 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. A 14-game losing streak against the New England Patriots. This should show a lot. Well, this should show me what to expect for the upcoming season. And I know it's only week 3, but this is a chance to still keep ourselves in pristine condition. This will be our second divisional game of the season. If we go 2-0 in the division, guess what? This week's game against Dallas really doesn't matter because it's not in the division, it's not in the conference. Yes, it's a loss in the loss conference in the loss column, but that will keep us above 500 going into a Sunday night matchup against Patrick Mahomes and the very, very vulnerable Kansas City Chiefs on Sunday night. Do you really want to go against Kansas City 1-2, trying to avoid a 1-3 start? I don't think so. So it's going to be a very, 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 very important matchup. And you could tune in here following the game. I don't know. I'm not going. Look. I say that like I'm going to go live. I ain't going live. But you could tune in later on that evening, and I'll probably drop late Sunday night before early Monday in the morning because it'll be such a such a joyous occasion that I want to get a jump on everybody else, right? Yeah. Get the masses what they truly need, what they richly deserve. Let me talk to you. Yeah. Um, yeah, I think that's about it. I'm not even gonna drag this out. I'm actually gonna get out in less than an hour and a half. I guess I'm gonna make up for my 2.5 hour extravaganza that I had last week. Matter of fact, before I do get out of here, I'd like to thank once again Mr. Tyler McDowell, Tyler J. McDowell hyphen Blinken, for being my guest last week. Um, we had a great time as always. Um, you'll probably see more of him, and hopefully you'll see this picture perfect, picture perfect view on gimmick infringement episode soon. But I'm a big four dude. Just putting it out there. Survivor Series coming, and this guy right here needs to be with the fellas. And oh yeah, and I'm gonna put this out there also, Mr. Winchester. As soon as you get a break in your schedule, and I'll hit you up privately, but as soon as you get a break in your schedule, we do have a long overdue conversation here on the Salty Daughter Mike Steph. But yeah, please check out Gimmick Infringement um, every late Sunday night, early Monday morning on the YouTube page of the 19 Media Group and on all streaming platforms wherever podcasts are available. And since I'm doing plugs, got to plug the mothership, the flagship, if you will. The Salty Daughter Mike Step podcast is available on the following platforms: Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Google Podcasts. New episodes drop on Wednesdays. Check me out on X, formerly known as Twitter, at Mike Steffens, double underscore. Check me out on Instagram at Mike, double underscore Steph on Instagram. And check me out at Mike Steph underscore on TikTok. And while you're doing all that checking out, check out Hidden Gems Football, hosted by the Mojo King and me, Mike Steph. New episodes drop every Thursday on the 19 Media Group YouTube page. And of course, the audio version is available on all streaming platforms wherever podcasts are available. Yeah, get that out of here. I'm talking about the ticket at the bottom. So, um, yeah, I will see y'all next week. I hope everybody has a great week coming up. Hope everybody stays healthy. Um, the sniffles are coming. Hopefully, no COVID. But it's going to be a very, very interesting time in the next month because we've had this freakishly warm summer, freakishly warm September. Allergy season's coming up. There's a little slight uptick in the Rona and all that. So, please play safe, be vigilant, um, do you, and that's the best thing I can kind of, just say. Just do you, and just keep you and yours safe. So, with all that being said, I'm getting out of here. Until next week. Goodbye. Oh shit! Every time I get to relax, I forgot. I gotta press it not once, but twice.